the renewed skirmish between Donald Trump and London Mayor Sadiq Khan. And we heard from yesterday from Donald Trump saying that they want to bring in Sharia law in London, and he says that Sadiq Khan is a terrible mayor, and then said a terrible, terrible mayor. Well, that man himself, Sadiq Khan, has responded just now.
Oh,
brilliant. There we are. So we don't have it. But he did say, I think President Trump has shown he is racist, he is sexist, he's misogynistic, and he's Islamophobic. So doubling down completely, I think that's the most extreme.
Let's go through those in turn. But he's also said that Sadiq Khan has responded saying that Trump's got a crush on me, and Farage immigration plan breaking up families, says Khan. This is in the Metro.
A crush on me.
He's now saying that Donald Trump has a crush on him.
Right, but racist, sexist and Islamophobic...
And misogynistic.
And misogynistic. These are all very personal charges.
Yeah, very much so, and go to the heart of the man. And how that plays out, we'll see. I think, as I said, we said before, it's a kind of cost-free battle with both of these leaders playing to their bases by attacking the other side. I think that's almost understood by what Sadiq Khan is saying. But he does have a freedom, I think, as London Mayor, to say these things which you couldn't have really anyone who sits in Parliament saying without causing embarrassment to Keir Starmer.
All right. Well, listen, Christopher Hope, thank you very much. Good to talk to you.
Have you had a random call lately from a strange number, maybe trying to sell you something or even scam you? If so, your info could be out there. That's because of data brokers, shady companies that scrape the internet for your personal details and sell them to marketers or even scammers. These days, scammers can even use AI to mimic your friends' voices and trick you into sending money. It's not just annoying. Data brokers often target vulnerable people with high-interest loans or sketchy offers. But there is a solution. Incogni, the sponsor of this video. Incogni contacts data brokers on your behalf and requests your info be deleted from their databases. And because your data can keep popping up, Incogni keeps sending removal requests to make sure it stays gone. They've just launched a new unlimited plan with custom removals. If you find your info on a weird website, just send them the link and their privacy team will work to get it taken down. Getting started is easy. Hit the link in the description, create your account and let Incogni handle the rest. It's risk-free for 30 days and you'll get 60% off an annual plan with the code GBNews. Take back control of your data with Incogni.
Well, we're now joined by Labour MP for Blackley and Middleton South, Graham Stringer.
Graham, thanks for being with us. I suppose the big question here is, what do you make of Donald Trump saying that not only Britain, but many European countries are effectively going to hell in a handcart over their attitude towards migration?
I think there are two things to say. Is that Donald Trump doesn't speak English in the way the rest of us speak it. What he's communicating regularly, whether it's about building a wall to keep refugees crossing into Texas from Mexico, the wall was never built. What he's communicating is which side of these major national and international debates he's on. And what he is highlighting is the fact that neither the European Union, the countries within the European Union, or the United Kingdom, we've not got control of our borders. And we don't know these people who are turning up without papers, arriving and trying to enter the country illegally, and then claiming asylum under international law. We have no idea who they are. And in that sense, if you can't control your borders, Trump is right. That you are eroding the very basis of being a sovereign state. If you can't control your borders, you don't know who you're letting in, and you don't control whether you deport them or not.
Well, so he's absolutely spot on. But the bit where you said he doesn't speak like the rest of us, I think that could probably be levied to Sir Keir Starmer. That is the thing about Donald Trump, that he does speak like the rest of us, which he speaks in plain English that people can understand. And he also talked about Sadiq Khan and said that he's a terrible, terrible mayor. I look at London, where you have a terrible, terrible, terrible mayor, and it's been so changed. Is he not right about that as well, though? London has, there's a huge crime wave. Knife crime is rife. Shoplifting is just off the scale. And Sadiq Khan doesn't say very much about it.
When I say he doesn't speak English like the rest of us, he speaks in short sentences and clearly comprehensible sentences, but they don't always bear much contact with the reality. That's what I was trying to say. He does communicate his position on things by stating things that often aren't true very clearly, but he is saying which side of the debate he's on. There are problems in London. I'm not going to get into criticising a fellow Labour representative in Sadiq. He's got a difficult job to do as Mayor of London. He's been re-elected 3 times, but it would be wrong of me to say everything that's happening in London is perfect. It's not. Some things are going the wrong way. Certainly knife crime has gone the wrong way. Parts of the economy, the nighttime economy, aren't doing as well as you expect in London at the moment. But
you don't need to...
Sadiq's problem, and I'm not going to criticise that.
No, but you don't need to criticise him personally, but has he done a good job in your eyes?
He's done a very good job in some ways. He's been re-elected. That's what the people in London think. In some ways, he's clearly not achieved what I guess he would want to in terms of crime and the economy. That's without doubt, and I'm sure he would agree with that in a calmer debate than Donald Trump is having. I mean, it's two pugilists having a go at each other, isn't it?
Sadiq Khan has never won sort of more than 50% of the vote in London in the first round. I think he got through with about 40% of the vote in the last election. Compare that to people like Andy Burnham, who are winning with 70% of the vote in Greater Manchester. Or in the Tees Valley, you got a similar percentage of the vote for Ben Houchen just a few years ago. The Conservative. I mean, mayors can attract a huge level of support because they're seen as sort of fighting for their area. They can win supermajorities of the vote. And when you compare Sadiq Khan to some of these other mayors, both Conservative and Labour around the country, his winning pluralities look very, very slim.
Oh, you're comparing apples and oranges, aren't you? London is not comparable to Greater Manchester in that sense. You can't really compare the success of the mayor of Teesside without saying his vote plummeted massively, and he only really scraped home last time, having got, I think it was 80% of the vote the first time he stood. Andy Burnham has had 3 great victories in Greater Manchester and has maintained his vote. Sadiq's won in a very different electorate. That really is an apples and oranges argument.
What I'm saying is if he was a very successful mayor, there are mayors who have been seen to be successful. When it's good times or bad times for their parties, they've been able to win. Andy Burnham's a very good example of this. There are lots of people who think he's done a very good job from all sides of the political spectrum, and he's won with big victories. You don't see that in London.
You're asking the same question in different ways. As an elected politician, the criterion I use is, do you get re-elected? He's been re-elected in a very different electorate than Greater Manchester or Teesside. He's done much better in terms of retaining his vote than the Conservative mayor of Teesside, who some people would say is doing a good job. Other people, including me, would say he's not. So I think you keep asking the same question. You can't really compare these.
Graham, I think you can. I think you can look at the results.
Well, you do, but I don't.
I think you can look at the results and you can work out whether someone's doing a very good or bad job. And I find it interesting that when there was the tube strike, or the train strike even, there's very little from Sadiq Khan. But as soon as he's called a name, he's up there straight away, hitting back. Look, thank you very much, Graham Stringer. He's a Labour MP for Blackley and Middleton South.